Hey, Marcella, it's just me and you right now. Let me talk about this for a second. About this man that is speaking on the uh, speaking speaking on Kamala Harris and blaming Kamala Harris for the assassination attempt on his life because they're speaking rhetoric. He's blaming Joe Biden and he's blaming Kamala Harris for this his hate speech against him and that he's a threat to democracy. And I find it very interesting that this is all they have. So while you all come in, just please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I find it very interesting that Donald Trump is out here saying this kind of stuff. And when we know, everyone over here, we all know that Donald Trump is the one that is spewing the hate. Okay. And Elon Musk is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And Elon Musk has said some crazy things, saying, hey, Cherie has said that nothing is, that Kamala Harris is not getting threats. And he is trying to incite violence. And I find this very interesting with these people. And when I tell you that I'm exhausted with seeing so much nastiness go toward this woman, when it's coming from, she's getting it from everywhere. She's getting it from black men. She's getting it from Donald Trump. She's getting it from the Republican side. Well, the insane Republicans. She's getting it from Elon Musk. She's getting it from all over. And I think it's appalling. This is why I am asking you all to be vigilant. Make sure that you are registered to vote and get out and vote. This stuff is disgusting, number one, and number two, and it's mentally exhausting because Kamala is a black woman running for office. I don't care if she's Indian, I don't care what she is. Let me tell you something about this country if you don't already know. This country, if you have 2% or 2 drops of black blood in you, they consider you to be black. Okay, I ain't never heard of non-black Caribbean. I ain't never heard of a thing that Caribbeans are not black people. If you're living in this country, if you look black, you're black. Okay. I keep telling you all that it is them. They see white people as white people and everybody else as others. Okay. That's L-T-H-E-R. And that is a fact. Okay. And this is what these black people out here with this stupid nonsense they keep pushing out. And I'm hoping that is not real black people on Twitter because I'm on Twitter a lot now lately. This is where you get a lot of your information that you're not going to see a lot on mainstream media. And when I see black men, and it's mostly black men, and I think a lot of these black men, if they're real accounts, they seem to be real accounts. They are these red pill, small penises, big egos, insecure men. These are these men that are voting for Donald Trump and just degrading Kamala Harris. When I tell you they are degrading her, they are degrading her. And it's sad to see that black men, that we are not getting the respect from black men as black women. I don't get it. And I was literally talking to my sister today and I said, I just don't understand what is going on with black men in this country. It's to spew so much hate towards a black woman. And it is vitriol and it's nasty. I don't get it. I'm trying to wrap my mind around it. What is the problem? Are you mad that black women are more educated than black men in right now? Black women are the most educated. They are the ones that own more businesses than black men today. And I think they're more in corporate America as well. Anyway, so Donald Trump is so angry that he's spewing all this hate and this vitriol, and you know, he gets an assassination attempt. What'd you say? JD Vance said we need to tone down. It's putting Trump in danger. Well, he should tone down because he's the one that's spreading the lies, right? He's the main one spreading the lies all over, about these Haitian immigrants eating dogs and cats, and then has the nerve and the audacity to say, well, yeah, if I have to, tell a lie for you all, to make up a story for you all to come over here and look at Ohio, um, then I'll just have to do that. So he makes up these stories, derogatory stories, and against black people. And now what's happening is they're getting bomb threats. They're getting all threats to the community. People closing down their schools, closing down their federal offices because of what Donald Trump went out and said, and Donald Trump doubles down on it. And then he wonders why people are shooting at his ass. See, this is, of course, and then you blame someone else for the vitriol that you caused. And not only did, first of all, the people over there, they're not even illegal immigrants. That's the crazy part. They're not even illegal. You have this man who continuously saying that these are illegal immigrants that's in the over here in the country, or in Ohio, Springfield, Ohio. They're not illegal. They're hardworking people. I have been on Twitter almost all day today, and I don't need to be on there all day, besides cooking and picking up the baby from school. But you have people putting out videos literally saying this is not happening over here. No one's eating dogs and cats, nor are they eating geese. So what stories are you coming up with? Why are you attacking this small town? Even the black dude, I know you've all seen the video of the black man uh, talking about how they can't drive or whatever, and he saw a man eating a duck or a goose, and he said that he heard that story. He said that he didn't even know if that was true. Now he just heard the story and it was going viral, so he just thought he'd talk about it when they went to speak to uh, I guess the people in the city, or the government in the city, or whatever. But I'm like, these people are insane, yo. This is this has gotten completely out of control. And JD Vance, is not really taking back what he said. He said, if I have to make up stories, so what? It's Kamala Harris's fault that these people are here anyway. When people talk like that, and what I want people to understand, and if you haven't by now, you let other black people understand when they come to you and they talk, you having conversations with your friends and your family, and they say they're going to vote Trump. You tell them, you sit them down and ask them, do they need help? Okay. So before you call the white coats to come to pick them up, sit down and ask them and have a conversation with them and ask them, what is going on with you mentally? Do you need help? Donald Trump is a racist. He's blatantly racist. He never attacks anyone of other races. He's not attacking people that's coming from Russia, because people from Russia are crossing the border too. He's not attacking them. He's not attacking um people that come from other countries, Germany. People come here. They come here illegal too. White people come here illegal too. He's not attacking those people. But you're gonna attack Haitian people because they're black, because they're black people. JD Vance was asked, well, JD, are you gonna um do you condone what Laura Loomer said about the White House smelling like curry? What did he say? Oh, I don't care if Kamala eats curry or fried chicken in the White House. That's racist. You might as well say it. He might as well have just called her the N word. I'm gonna tell you, that's racist. I don't care if she eats curry or fried chicken. Mind you, this man is married to an Indian woman. And I'm sure she's extremely stressed out because she looks stressed. She looks overworked. She looks older than him, and he's older than she is because she thought she married a man. And well, we know she married a man that doesn't really want to be with her, obviously, because he's racist. He's a racist, blue eyed devil. Anyway, y'all hit the like button, sub to this channel if you haven't. I don't know how raw I'm gonna get tonight because yeah. Um so anyway, Donald Trump said Vice President Kamala Harris immigration, and I'm getting this article from Newsweek week. He said that immigration policies are killing black and Hispanic heritage as the candidates continue to spar over how to address one of the voters' top issues in the presidential race. So he tweeted, or he put on his Truth Social, Kamala is killing Black and Hispanic heritage. She is killing their legacy and their rights. Register and vote for your favorite, oh, excuse me, for your all time favorite president, me. And this is what he said. Now, this is pushing rhetoric, and he put it in capital letters. Kamala is killing Black and Hispanic heritage, right? So for her to say that Donald Trump, just because she says that he's a threat to democracy and he's a threat to your freedoms. Now we know that man that man that went to take him out yesterday, Ryan Wesley Ruth. We already know that that man is a Republican, okay, because he voted for Trump in 20, I believe in 2016, he voted for Donald Trump. And right now he's upset with Donald Trump, from my understanding. He's upset with him because of what's going on between Russia and Ukraine. Not Ukraine, I'm sorry. Is it Ukraine? I think it is Ukraine. So he's upset about that. And because Donald Trump said, I'm not going to, I'm going to, we all know what's going to happen when Donald Trump, if he becomes president, that he's going to pull out of Ukraine and allow Putin to take over. We know that. I mean, you have to be just getting off the short bus, baby, if you believe that this man is not going to just walk out of Ukraine and let Putin take over, because he's basically already said it. Okay, that means you're not doing your research, you're not trying to be informed, you just want to read a headline and keep it moving. Um, and that's fine. You do that. That's up to you. But if Donald Trump wins this election, remember that's all you did was look at a headline, and you didn't do your research. But we need to start doing our research. I mean, and dig deep, because there's information out there to be had. You hear somebody say something that seems far-fetched to you or off the wall to you, all you have to do is go over, google it google it some more, and make sure you read several articles, and you can fact check it, because they always fact check stuff on here. Okay. um so now they're saying that Trump doesn't have enough security, so that he needs more security. Donald Trump is not the president of the United States. I mean, although they call him the president. On, JD Vance calls him president. All his little minions call him the president. He's not the president of the United States of America. You know, he's running for office and he has security. They have, Kamala Harris has had death threats as well, but Elon Musk says that's not true. I don't know why Elon Musk know. I mean, we know he goes off back home when he leaves Earth. He goes back to where he came from. Um, so maybe he knows something we don't know because he's so into information. I don't know. I'm just being silly right now, but this is uh insane to me. And I know Marcel is just trying to tell me just keep don't lose sight, keep fighting. But it's exhausting. It's mentally exhausting because I want her to win so bad. I never felt this way about a presidential race in a very long time. I knew that Joe Biden was going to win. People were telling me he's not going to win. I said Joe Biden is going to tear that ass. The first time he ran, I said because this man right here is the only person that can handle Donald Trump. That was 4 years ago. I believe he would have won this time around too, but it would have been a very close race because I believe people would have came out and voted and they would have voted for him. I believe that. I'm you know, I think the best thing that he did was step down because now we see the momentum happening and it is time for a woman to be president. And if you believe, because most of the people over here are women, black women, I'm sure, or women of color. I feel in my heart that this woman is going to really do and uphold um, I think she's going to pass a lot of legislation and a lot of bills for people of color. I believe that. I believe that's what's going to happen when she gets in office. I mean, she's a president for all people, but I think she's going to do so much good for people of color in their communities. I believe that because she has firsthand now. She knows what it's like because she is a soror, aka they have to go out, they have to do work. They have to go out there and volunteer and stuff like that. So she understands what that's about. Donald Trump ain't never volunteered a day in his life. This is a man who had a silver spoon in his mouth since the day he was born. His sister, I mean, his nephew said that when Donald Trump, I think it was his nephew or his niece or cousin, somebody in his family said that when Donald Trump, when the sons were born, the older son, they were trying to train him up to be, groom him up to be like the father. And the father, he couldn't, the son, the older son, his older brother couldn't handle it. He didn't want anything to do with it. And I think he ended up losing his life or something like that, or he had an alcohol problem. So Donald Trump, so they groomed Donald Trump since he was little to be like the dad. So they say he's just like that. He's mean just like that. He doesn't care about anybody but himself. So anyway, for this man to go around making up all this stuff, saying all these nasty things about Kamala Harris, she's dumb, she's stupid, not even calling her by her name, calling her Kamala, mean things like that. But yet, no one is calling him. They call him out on the name, but they don't call him out on the rest of the stuff. But now he can go around and make statements like this, saying, "Oh, she's pushing this rhetoric towards me. That's making me, making the people want to assassinate me." What? Anyway. Oh Lordy. Okay, so let me talk about a little stuff, some things here. I have my I have my camera turned off because my skin on my face is peeling. I'm doing a like a mini peel, I guess that's what you call it. So let me tell you some of the things that Kamala Harris is doing. I'm not gonna be on here long, guys. If you can tell I'm kind of tired. Bear with me. Bear with me, please. Let's see here. I'm gonna see if I can drop a link because yesterday I couldn't do it. So let's see if it works today. It works. Okay. So let's see. I have to see what's happening here. Let me find the let's find what Kamala Harris is doing. We'll go a little bit over that. Okay, so Kamala Harris's policies for 2024. All righty. If you're donating, that would be nice, right? So all you have to do is go to kamalaharris.com. You go to the presidential website. They're going to ask you if you want to donate. You say, heck no. You say yes. Okay, so we have 50 days left, guys. We only have 50 days left. Hey, Norris. 50 days left in the campaign. And it's winding down. So she says it's a new way forward. Vice President Harris and Governor Walz are fighting for a new way forward that protects our fundamental freedoms, strengthens our democracy, ensures every person has the opportunity to not just get by, but to get ahead. Okay, so I was watching Brian Cohen, and he's a political YouTuber. He has like 3 million followers, and he is so informed. When he interviews almost everybody. And he happened to be talking to um, Mark Cuban, and Mark Cuban said that Donald Trump. Well, he said that Kamala Harris's uh, policies and some of the things that she wants to do, like give small businesses $25,000 when they're starting off. He said that's a good thing because one thing about small businesses, they help the economy to grow. It's the small businesses that grow the economy. So keep that in mind. And he also said that Donald Trump he's not looking at small businesses. He's looking at corporations and giving those corporation tax breaks. Um, so I found that to be very interesting. You know, it got real deep. Whatever. I'm not going to share anything with Brian Cohen because I don't want him striking my channel. But maybe I'll send him an email and ask him if I could show you that interview because it is so interesting that he talked about it and he gives you just a breakdown on her policies on the economy and the things that she wants to do. And he said, and this is a billionaire, by the way, and he said that, you know, it's some things she could work on, but for the most part, it's very good. It's much better than what Donald Trump has to offer. And some of this, so she says Vice President Harris grew up in a middle class family. We know that. Okay, so cutting taxes for the middle class family. Vice President Harris and Governor Walz believe that working families deserve a break. That's why, under their plan, more than 100 million working and middle class Americans will get a tax cut. They will do this by restoring two tax cuts designed to help middle class and working Americans, the child tax credit and the earned income tax credit. Through these two programs, millions of Americans get to keep more of their hard earned income. They will also expand the child tax credit to provide a $6,000 tax cut to families with newborn children. They believe no child in America should live in poverty, and these actions would have a historic impact. So, you know, unlike Donald Trump, Vice President Harris and Governor Walz are committed to ensuring no one earning less than $400,000 a year will pay more in taxes. They believe that we need to chart a new way forward by both making our tax system fairer and prioritizing investments and innovation, which is important because in a lot of places, in a lot of inner cities where you have more impoverished areas, a lot of those people were not getting the access to the internet. And so they started laying cables. And I know out here they started laying cables and cable lines and stuff like that. So people have access to the internet everywhere. Everybody gets it. It's, so you need that. You need infrastructure. You need better streets. You need better schools, right? You need better passageways for people to get around. You need better homes. You need clean water. We need all those things. People need those things. Some of us are lucky. Some of us are blessed to not to live that way. We can't say that because no one wants to live like that, right? No one wants to have to drink dirty water like in Flint, Michigan. No one wants to, you're poisoning the children. But when people do not have that experience or have to live like that, they don't care. Donald Trump and Vance, they don't care how you live. Don't let them come out here and tell you how much they care. They're part of Project 2025. I just saw a video with Donald Trump boasting of Project 2025 and JD Vance. You know why? Because their children go to private schools. They get into the Ivy League schools because they have the money to pay for those things. That's why they get to get in those schools. If Project 2025 is implemented, and we talked about this before, they are going to, their whole thing is to get rid of the what is it, education. Can't think of the name of it right now. It's on the top of my tongue. So what they're going to do is they're going to take money from public institutions and put it into private school. They're going to put all their money into the private sector, to private schools. I don't know too many people that live in the inner city who can afford to send their child to a private institution to get an education. Um, the education is the key to changing your mindset, to helping you set goals, helping you want to be better. Education. Some of these kids can't afford computers and laptops. The school normally gives them to them, but if they take away from uh, the public schools to put more money into private schools, those kids are not going to have, they're not even going to be on the equal playing field as everyone else. Everybody should be on the equal playing field in this country. So, you know, um, it's a sad day when we are having to go through this in 2025. I mean, 2024. It wasn't that long ago that our fathers, some of us here, if you're 50 and older, then our fathers walking through back doors. That's not that long ago. Okay. Because I can remember my daddy telling me stories about how he had to walk through back doors. Well, he didn't have to, he chose to because he was a fair skinned man. But he said, I walked through back doors because my people that I hung around with, they had to walk through back doors. I walked through back doors. I didn't walk in no front door. But we had to go to the back door. That's what we did. So, and it's not that long ago, is what I'm saying. And now we're headed back that way. We're reversing. Um, so for the people that's here, all three of you, because everybody don't want to listen to this. Sometimes people don't want to hear the truth. Either that or they didn't think I was coming on today. I don't know. But yeah, so it is you know imperative that we get out and we talk to people. Just bring up a conversation. Have a conversation with folks and say, you know what? Are you voting? You can be just as calm. Are you voting? I mean, today I was in the store. I had on one of my T-shirts that said "vote," and a woman looked at me, black lady. She looked at me and she said, she just laughed. I said, I mean, made a funny face and laughed. I said, "Why you make that face?" She just shook her head. Oh, I don't know. Well, voting is imperative, man. It's important. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Very important that you get out and vote. you know. Then I had some people look at me like, why she have on that shirt? I had a lot of people talk to me today. Anyway, let's see here. So, Vice President Harris has always stood up for renters and homeowners. As Attorney General of California, she took on the big banks to deliver $20 billion for middle class families who face foreclosure and helped pass a homeowner bill of rights, one of the first of its kind in the nation. So when you hear people say, well, what has she done? She hasn't done anything. I don't know of her doing anything. Ask them, how many vice presidents do you know? And ask them if they know there was vice president. Ask them what that vice president do when that vice president was in office. I'll wait. And we're not talking about Dick Cheney, and we ain't talking about Johnson. Because the only reason why people remember those people was because Dick Cheney shot somebody and Johnson became president after Kennedy was assassinated. Or was it Ford? Whoever. Whoever became president after Kennedy was assassinated, that's the only VP you know. You understand what I'm saying? So ask them because I can't remember who Bush's vice president was. I know what he looked like, but I can't remember his name right now. And I don't care because he didn't do anything that I know of. You know what I mean? Um, I cannot remember who uh I was just about to say, but I was just about to say I couldn't remember who Clinton was, but now I remember because somebody had posed this question, and not to me, I posed it to someone else, and then because they said that they don't know what Kamala Harris has done for her to be president, like what's her qualifications? It doesn't matter what her qualifications are because as long as you're voting for Donald Trump, as long as Donald Trump is running against this educated black woman, it shouldn't matter because Donald Trump doesn't have any qualifications. So, um, so with all of that, you know, it says Vice President Harris knows that a home is more than a house. It represents financial security, which is true, an opportunity to build intergenerational wealth. But for too many Americans, home ownership is too far out of reach. Well, now it became out of reach, didn't it? Because of why? The pandemic. So remember when everybody was out buying homes during the pandemic because the interest rates went down so low. My friend who happens to be a real estate agent was selling houses like crazy. I mean, they couldn't find homes to buy, right? Because they were just going. It was a seller's market. People got paid. And now, if you go to Zillow or something like that, you just see all these houses for sale. People are trying to get out these houses. I mean, they're just all everywhere. Well, the builders came in. These builders and stuff, they came in, and these companies came in, right? And they started. They bought up a lot of the homes for uh, for first time buyers. They bought up a lot of these homes, and they just started renting them out. See, that's the whole plan for these companies to come here and start renting. You have no opportunity to buy a home anymore. Not at a decent price because the interest rates are high. They're going down because I see a lot of a lot of these homes were high as the sky because people were trying to get what they. I mean, they were. You want to talk about price gouging food? They were price gouging homes for sale, but the prices are going down now. So you had all these people, these corporations come in, and now the rents are so high that people can barely rent. So you can't blame Kamala Harris or Joe Biden for that. You can't blame that administration for these companies that come here and um, inflate the prices, because that's what they did. That's what they're doing. One of my good friends had to literally find a roommate because they raised the rent so high on her. Where at one point she was paying like $1,000, and she turned around, she said, they trying to charge me $1,700 for 500 square feet. Where they do that? This is not New York. So, they're doing that. And so, I believe that when she gets in office, they're going to um, have conversations with these corporations, and they'll find a way. They'll find a solution, because now they're building more affordable homes, quote unquote, you know, for these small homes out here right now. Is they're going for $350,000, and I'm talking about 3 bedroom, 2 bath homes, about 1,700 square feet, maybe 2,000 square feet. When I tell you that's overpriced, I don't, from what we know. But we also have to remember that this new generation of young adults, um, they understand that, but they're making money different from when we were making money. I just saw uh, an ad that popped up for Aldi's grocery store. And if you don't know what Aldi's is, it's a grocery store. It's like a little, to me, it's like a boutique grocery store. It's not like a Kroger's or anything. But I go to Aldi's. I like Aldi's. Um, so starting salary at Aldi's is $23 an hour. So when people say they cannot find jobs, there's jobs out there. So no, Donald Trump. Immigrants are not coming over here taking black people's jobs, Hispanic people's heritages. They're not doing that. We don't need the fear mongering, but that's what Donald Trump does. He does the fear mongering, and this is why that man tried to take his life yesterday. But anyway, um, back over here, she said Vice President Harris has put forward a comprehensive plan to build 3 million more rental units and homes that are affordable to end the national housing supply crisis in her first term. And she will cut red tape to make sure we build more housing faster and penalize firms that hoard available homes to drive up prices for local home buyers, which is good. Vice President Harris knows rent is too high and will sign legislation to outlaw new forms of price fixing by corporate landlords. There you go. So, and I know here in Atlanta, the mayor, basically, we had a lot of builders that were sitting on properties and or land or properties, old houses, so they didn't have to. Uh, hey, Tawana, because they don't want those people sitting on these properties and waiting for something to happen for years after years after years. And then when it goes back down, when the inflation goes back down, and because usually it's up and down, go back down, and they sit on it, and then they want to build when the price is right for them, but they sit on these properties in this land for years and don't pay any penalties. So here in Atlanta, they're going to start fining these people thousands of dollars. No, you're not going to sit on land and make the area look bad and just sit on it. When you own this property, you're going to do something with it. That's what you bought it for anyway. Do something with it. Do not just sit it on it. So they got away with that. They're doing that in Chicago as well. They were doing that when I first moved here, like in 2016. So, and it was all these properties, all these houses. They were just sitting on these houses, just letting them fall down, whatever. They just paying the property tax. And when the chance came along, they a lot of times they already forecast all these things that happen. So what they did is they just when the interest rates went down and they bought these houses for like little to nothing, $3,000, $4,000, and they ended up um when the market got right for them, they tore those houses down and built these big old houses, and they were charging $250,000, $400,000. Right now, I know someone that had a house that they paid $90,000 for at the time, and now the house is worth $450,000. Okay, because they gentrified the area. I don't think Marcella's over here anymore. But anyway, um, it says here, as more new homes are built and affordable housing supply increases, Vice President Harris will provide first time home buyers with up to $25,000 to help with their down payments. That's a plus, with more generous support for first generation home owners. So remember when, I don't know if you all saw the video of the man who was asked Donald Trump. He said, Donald, Mr. Trump, he said, you know, what are you going to do if you get into office? What are you going to do to help my son, you know, and his get a place to live? Like, what policies are you going to excuse me, pass? Because my son, I guess he's in his 20s, doesn't believe he can buy or purchase a home, because purchasing a home in this country is the American dream. That's the first thing people think about when they go to college. They get an education, they get a good job, and they want to buy a home. That is what, you know this country has pushed forever, your first home. So because it is buying a home, it is means that you have uh, a road to financial stability, a road to generational wealth, right? Because if you're smart, the way you purchase a home, you can sell it. You buy you another home, you sell that. It's ways you can work that out. Y'all can talk to Marcella about that. She's into that finance stuff. I know what to do too, but that's not what I do over here. But anyway, um, so yeah, so Donald Trump said to the man, "Well, we're gonna drill, baby, drill." And it's going to bring the taxes down. And then I'm going to put tariffs on China. Okay. Which if he puts tariffs on China, then American people will be paying like 10% of those tariffs. Yeah. All right. So moving right along, grow small businesses and invest in entrepreneurs. Vice President Harris and Governor Walz know that small business, neighborhood shops, high tech startups, small manufacturers, and more are the engines of our economy, right? So that's what I was talking about earlier when I said about Mark Cuban saying the same thing. Small businesses is generates more wealth in the middle class, generates more wealth for the economy, our small businesses. It says here, just as she did as Senator and Vice President, Kamala Harris was always supported small business and invest in entrepreneurs as president. She has led the Biden Harris administration efforts to increase access to capital for small business and bring venture capital to parts of middle America that have far too long been overlooked, driving a record 19 million new business applications, tripling the Small Business Administration's lending to Black owned businesses, and more than doubling small dollar lending to Latino and women owned businesses. She has also championed expanding federal contracts for minority owned small businesses. Okay, so when somebody asks you what she's done for Black people, you tell them you go over here to this website, you Google KamalaHarris.com, and it will pull up, and you can go through a list of things, what you want to read, what she's done for Black people, blah, blah, blah. It's all right here. So don't let nobody black tell you that she ain't black enough and she ain't doing nothing for black people. Don't even let that come out their mouth because that's a lie. As part of her opportunity economy agenda, she has put forward a plan to help small business and entrepreneurs innovate and grow. She has set an ambitious goal of 25 million new business applications by the end of her first term, over 10 million more than Trump saw during his term. To help achieve this, she will expand the startup expense tax deduction for new businesses from $5,000 to $50,000 and take on the everyday obstacles and red tape that can make it harder to grow a small business. So if you want to start a business when Kamala Harris becomes president, I suggest you do so because she just basically told you she's gonna give you some money and she's gonna cut this red tape so you can start yourself a business. Okay. She will drive venture capital to the talent and exist all across our country, including in rural areas, and increase the share of federal contract dollars going to small businesses. And this is what Mark Cuban was talking about. He said that's great. That is a plus for small business. Now he said he can't benefit from because you know, he's a billionaire. He owns, big businesses. But if you ever seen him on Shark Tank, that's basically what he do. He goes, that's what he's on Shark Tank to do help people, um, you know, live their dream by owning a business. Sit down, get yourself a plan, or go on Shopify or Printful, put you out some T-shirts. You know what I'm saying? You can always start a little business and get a little money on the side. That's I do that too. So, yeah, you just have to, uh, you know, research. Do your research. I can't explain that enough. Do your research. It's out there. It's out there to get. You know, if Donald Trump becomes president, you won't have this opportunity. To wanted to inspire says our old aldermen were selling out homes for $20. $20, Jesus. Well, damn. I wish I would have known about that. Okay. Okay, we know about the healthcare. So they're going to try to bring prices down on healthcare, but they already kind of did that with the pharmaceutical companies. I think if you have diabetes or something like that, they lowered the cost on that. Provide a pathway to the middle class through quality, affordable education. Vice President Harris will fight to ensure parents can afford high quality child care and preschool for their children. This is important. So, Donald Trump and his MAGA party and his Heritage Foundation people, right? They want to force you to have a baby by stripping away Roe versus Wade. They're forcing you to have children, right? That under their administration, you won't be able to afford. Because remember, they're trying to get rid of the board of education. So let me take out the board of education, but I'm going to make you have a child. And if you're lucky, like me, I ain't talking about me, I'm talking about Donald Trump and him. Your child gets private school and gets a better education. Well, I feel sorry for the rest of you poor people out there. That's all of you poor people, because y'all all in the pot together, right? That means black, Hispanics, Asians, white people. Y'all all in this little thing together. You poor people, y'all won't get an education. Sorry, because the public schools that's coming to you, they ain't gonna, you know. Sorry, you just won't be getting. You won't. We gotta separate the elite from the non-elites out here. We gotta separate y'all. And by the way, you might want to go get that GUN if you feeling, froggy or something. You know what I mean? Because see, that's the mindset of the Trump MAGA party. You go and you look at some of these videos that the MAGAs out, these MAGA people, and you listen to them and how they talk and what they do and some of the stuff they say, they can't even think straight. Because why? Because they're followers. That's why. They're a leader in the bunch, nothing but a bunch of followers. They need somebody to lead them. That's why they follow Donald Trump. That's why they drink the Kool-Aid. So those people, those Trumpsters, those diehard Trumpsters, not only are they racist, okay, uneducated, but a lot of them are living either paycheck to paycheck or living off the system and blaming everybody else for their shortcomings. Mad at the immigration and the people that's coming here looking for a better life, a better future for their family and for their families and their children who work hard all day to bring home money to their families. So they know how to struggle to get with it because they won't struggle for long. I don't know if you've ever met anyone from a different country that's come here seeking amnesty or seeking freedom. A lot of the times those people come here, a lot of those people that come here had already been educated in their countries, but they got to come over here and they have to start over. And so that's what they do. They start over, right? And they start over and they succeed in life. And it may take them 5 years, but that's okay. In their mind, I'd rather be here in America, starting over, getting an education that qualifies me here in this country to be a nurse, doctor, whatever it may be. And I'm okay with that because I know if I do that, I have set the foundation for my children and my children's children to, you know, be free, be educated. And those are the same people, those are the same exact people that tend to vote Republican. So for Donald Trump to sit up here and talk about those Haitian people and calling them immigrants and blah blah blah. So he ain't hurting us. He hurting themselves. He's hurting the Republican Party because those people tend to vote Republican. Because remember when Mel NYC was up there yesterday and he said, I was helping a young lady, showing her the ropes, showing her how to apply for certain programs and helping her get ahead in life. And then she turns around and said that she was going to vote for Donald Trump, who didn't even want her here in the first place. So, you know, um, she will strengthen the public education and training as a pathway to the middle class. And she'll continue working to end the unreasonable burden of student loan debt and fight to make higher education more affordable so that college can be a ticket to the middle class, which is a good thing because I think what's happening in the inner cities and why we're seeing so much violence among young Black kids is, in certain communities, is the lack of education, the lack of resources. That's part of the problem, right? Um, Today, Vice President Harris has helped deliver the largest investment in public education in American history, provide nearly $170 billion dollars in student debt relief for almost 5 million borrowers, and deliver record investments in HBCUs, tribal colleges, Hispanic serving institutions, and other minority serving institutions. She's helped more students afford college by increasing the maximum Pell Grant award by $900, the largest increase in more than a decade, and invested in community colleges and invested in community colleges. She has implemented policies that have led to over 1 million registered apprentices being hired, and she will do even more to scale up programs that create good career pathways for non-college graduates. So, excuse me. So this is really good because what it does, like I said, it educates people. People are able to get an education to, you might not have to want to go to college, but you want to get some type of skill, some type of trade, and then you can make money as well, that well you can afford to live, excuse me, you can afford to live, within your means, and you'll be able to purchase a home. You got an education, and if you want to apply to your education and to your skills, you can do so. And so that means you have hope, where you don't have to. And I believe it also takes, what it's going to do is it's going to, um some of that violence and stuff, of some of the violence and gun violence that happens in these inner cities will go down, right? And that's what they don't want in Project 2025. We'll talk about Project 2025 on Sunday. I promise. Okay. Um, invest in affordable child care and long term care. Vice President Harris cast the deciding vote on the American Rescue Plan, which made historic investments in the economy. As president, she will fight to lower care costs for American families, including by expanding high quality home care service for seniors and people with disabilities, and ensuring hardworking families can afford high quality child care, all while, all while ensuring that care workers are paid a living wage and treated with the dignity and respect they deserve. Now, I don't know if you all don't know anyone that needs home health care in your family, but I have a aunt that has uh, um, MS, and she needs to have care. And so, lucky for her, she has the means to do so. And she has daughters that help take care of her that have the means to do so. But I say this because some people don't have that. So Kamala Harris is for the people. If you go over to Donald Trump's plan, he don't have any of this kind of stuff. He doesn't. What you need to be looking at when you think of Donald Trump is Project 2025. That's what you're gonna get with him. Okay, I'm gonna talk about one more thing, and I am going to log off because it's already hour. So the lower energy cost and tackle the climate crisis. As Attorney General Kamala Harris won tens of millions in settlement against big oil and held polluters accountable. As vice president, she cast a tie-breaking vote to pass the Inflation Reduction Act, the largest investment in climate action in history. This historic work is lowering household energy costs, creating hundreds of thousands of high-quality clean energy jobs, and building a thriving clean energy economy, all while ensuring America's energy security and independence with record energy production. As president, she will unite Americans to tackle the climate crisis as she builds on the historic work. Let's see. Um, it's going to protect public lands and public health, advance environmental justice, protect protect public lands and public health, increase resilience to climate disasters, lower household energy costs, creates millions of new jobs, and continues to hold polluters accountable to secure clean air and water for all. And so you can always go over here Um, I mean, it's a list of stuff. It's a list of stuff. This woman has a plan. It's called a new way forward. And what you'll do is you'll say, I think it's issues or something like that. You click on issues and it'll tell you all the stuff. Build opportunities. You just go on down. It's just a list full of stuff. I mean, it's educational. It's some knowledge. So when someone comes to you and say something, you already have that stored and you just go read it. You already have that in your head and you just name, like I said, get you some bullet points and just spout it off to them because they're not gonna have anything to come back with. I promise you they won't. And if they say anything about Donald Trump and his HBCUs and giving his money to the HBCUs, you know what? Let me go dig that up so we can break it down all the way what he did with the HBCUs because he gave money, but then he basically took it back. Okay, because he did something where with him giving that money didn't matter. So all that HBCU bull crap. Somebody came over here yesterday and put that in here, this chat. He gave money to the HBCUs. Yeah, but he did that, but then he did something where doing giving the money didn't matter. So they really didn't get any money. But I don't give a crap about him giving money to HBCUs. He did that so you could give it because he did it at the end so you can vote for his funky behind. That's why he did it. Just like he was freeing these black rappers. Because all he thinks is all we care about is entertainment and gold tennis shoes. All right, guys. I appreciate you all coming through tonight. Um, I'm exhausted. I am going to go put a moisture pack on my face. I don't know if you've seen these little things where you put it on your face because my skin is peeling from that cream I put on my face. Trying to stay young, honey. Trying to stay young. But yeah, I'm gonna lay down and put that on my face. And I don't know if you've seen it. It's all over TikTok. I didn't get mine from TikTok. But you know, you put it on your face and you stay and you sleep in it for 24 hours, whatever it's supposed to be dissolved. I just bought it because I wanted to see if it worked. But I'm going to see. Um, so yeah, I appreciate you coming over. Uh, three of you all that's sitting here listening. I appreciate it with everything in me. I see y'all. Probably what's tomorrow? Tuesday? Probably not tomorrow, but I will definitely come back on Wednesday and we will have another discussion. And I'll have my camera on this time. Okay. I love you guys. Oh, what like my sister said, I'm gonna love on y'all later. And keep your heads up. Stay positive, and see you later. You have a good night.